From grief to growth. Prince Harry and Nikki Scott discuss children, bereavement, and the military. And my goodness, it was such a heartwarming conversation that they had. It was so good. We know this is Harry. He's a man of impact. This is really what Harry is really great at. He has that connection, that human touch, that element that draws you into the conversation. And I was listening to them and it kind of brought tears to my eyes because how Nikki was talking about what she experienced after, her husband's death and just trying to tell her children and turning that grief into purpose. And we know this is Harry's life, right? We know this is what he has done all his life. This is what he has been saying to us all along. If you just listen, you will hear. The death of his mom has caused him to be a man of purpose, a very impactful, a man of substance. And when you listen to him and the charities that he entertain and go in and get involved in, it's just shedding light on making the world a better place for the next generation and how you grieve, how you deal with those griefs. And he's just a powerful person. I'm telling you, Harry has something about him. We have spoken about his charismatic self and his charisma and how he interacts with the public and how he draws you into whatever he's doing. And I'm telling you, he has so much more to give. This man is doing it. He's doing the job. He's doing it. He's doing what it's supposed to be, to feel like what he's supposed to do, and I'm so proud of him. So we, in a heartfelt and powerful conversation, Prince Harry and Nikki Scott recently sat down to discuss children, bereavement, and the military. The video posted on Scottish Little Soldier's YouTube page is a moving dialogue that delves into personal experiences, the challenges of grief, and the resilience required to overcome such profound loss. The discussion opens with a poignant reflection on grief. Prince Harry, whose mother, Princess Diana, who he lost at a very tender young age, shares his personal journey through the shadows of bereavement. He speaks candidly about the emotional turmoil and the lasting impact his mother's death had on his mental health. Harry emphasizes the importance of acknowledging and addressing grief rather than burying it to facilitate healing and growth. And I know one of the time he was mentioning that sometimes as children, when your parents die, you feel that you must grieve them for the rest of your life because that's what they would want. That's how you show that you miss them and you love them. But in essence, that's really not what your parents would want. They would want you to move on. They would want you to have a purposeful life. And they would want you to remember them, remember what they stood for, and maybe celebrate their life. But there's no way your parents would want you to just be succumb by your grief and be in so much pain for the rest of your life, right?
What you've done is incredible. It is, truly inspirational. And I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but it is. And to see the difference in the kids there, especially some of the ones that I've met previously in 2017,
yeah,
they're different people. You can see that they are still processing their grief, but this community of support for them is everything.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Yeah. And he would have I know for a fact.
Of course.
He would have 100%.
That's why I said in front of those kids. It's like, it's so easy as a kid to think or convince yourself, or isn't it? I wouldn't know. Like I was 12.
Yeah.
For you, for an adult, but it seems to be the same, which is you convince yourself that the person that you've lost wants you to, or you need to be sad for as long as possible to prove to them that they're missed.
Yeah.
But then then there's this realization of, no, they must want me to be happy.
Yeah, exactly that.
And what you've done now is not only have you transitioned to that with still the memories and every single day, I guess, you wake up and think about him.
Yeah, 100%,
But then the smiles that you put on all these kids' faces, that's the medicine.
Yeah. That is definitely
It's the
my
antidote
medicine.
to the loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's about teaching the children, young people, to celebrate their parents' life.
That's the hardest thing, especially for kids, I think.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't want to talk about it because it's going to make me sad.
Yeah.
But once realizing that if I do talk about it and I'm celebrating their life, then actually things become easier.
Yeah.
As opposed to this sort of like, no, I'm just not going to talk about it, and
Yeah.
that's the best form of coping.
Yeah.
When in fact it's not. It can be for a period of time.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying to them, is like, if you suppress this for too long, you can't suppress it forever. It's
No.
not sustainable, and it will eat away at you inside. And equally, you don't want to be in a position. No one wants to be in a position to be forced to have to talk about the very thing they don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
Especially when every defense mechanism in your mind, your nervous system, and everything else is saying, "Do not go there."
Yeah. It's so interesting how Kai and Brooke had the same experience, same mum, same way I'm bringing them up, but actually they...
And of course, we know that Harry has always said that, and that was so profound in the conversation where he said, no, they don't want you to be so sad for the rest of your life. They want you to move on.
And as I walked down the road, I saw 2 cars drive past me, and I knew instantly. I was like, something's happened to Lee. And as I got to the door, I said, are you looking for me? And they said, are you Corporal Lee, Michael Scott's wife? And I said, yeah, like, oh my God, the kids was my absolute first thought.
How did you tell the kids?
It's the worst. I think later that night, I sat Kai down on his bed, and he was 5. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, how do you tell a 5-year-old this? Because I literally just, shattered his world. He knew that life was never ever going to be the same. Sorry. I didn't think I'd do this. It sounds so corny, but I started to think, how many other children have had a parent who's died?
There's nothing corny about that.
I almost want to bring that military community back to you haven't lost it. That people still care. We can't fix what's happened. We can't bring your parent back, but we can make sure you have the very best support, because that's what you guys deserve. Your parents served our country.
What you've done is incredible. It is, truly inspirational. And I'm also really honoured and privileged to be a part of Scotty's now.
On the other hand, we know Nikki spoke about, she is a founder of Scotty's Little Soldiers, and she echoes the sentiments, having lost her husband, Corporal Lee Scott, in Afghanistan. Nikki understands the weight of grief firsthand. Her experience led her to establish Scotty's Little Soldiers, a charity dedicated to supporting children who have lost a parent in the British Armed Forces. Nikki talks about the void left by her husband's death and the journey to find solace and purpose through helping others in similar situations. And Nikki is so impactful. She said this is now her life. She looked forward to seeing a smile on the children's faces, and just to know that she's there to offer that support, that level of support, because I guess, she understands what her children went through when they had to face that unimaginable loss. You don't ever want to be in that experience, that the children's father or mother is taken away because they're going to make the world's life a better place, right? So she spoke about that. It was just so amazing. A significant portion of the conversation is dedicated to the challenges faced by children who have lost a parent, particularly in military families. Both Nikki and Harry highlight the unique difficulties these children encounter, including the emotional toll of their parents' absence and the complexities of growing up without one of their primary caregivers. Prince Harry discusses the importance of providing consistent support for bereaved children, noting that their needs evolve as they grow. He underscores the role of community and charitable organizations in offering this support, ensuring that children have access to the resources they need to navigate their grief. Nikki shares insight from her work with Scotty's Little Soldiers, explaining how the charity offers practical and emotional support to bereaved children. From providing opportunities for fun and adventure to offering counseling and educational support, the charity aims to help children find joy and stability amidst their loss. The conversation also touches on the unique experiences of military families. Prince Harry, with his decade of service in the British Army, including 2 tours in Afghanistan, brings a deep understanding of the sacrifices made by service members and their families. He speaks about the bonds formed within the military communities and the importance of supporting those who serve and their loved ones, right? Nikki adds that the sense of camaraderie within the military is both a source of strength and a reminder of the collective loss felt when a service member dies. She discusses the vital role of organizations like Scottish Little Soldiers in fostering a supportive environment for bereaved families, ensuring they do not face their struggles alone. Throughout the conversation, a central theme emerges: the journey from grief to growth. Both Harry and Nikki have transformed their personal losses into a driving force for positive change. They talk about the resilience required to move forward and the fulfillment found in helping others navigate their grief. Prince Harry's involvement in initiatives like the Invictus Games and mental health advocacy, and Nikki's dedication to supporting bereaved children exemplify how grief can be channeled into meaningful action. And we see it over and over again, how Harry with Invictus, the impact that he has, and he's in the military community. So from this standpoint, he has both. He has lost a parent, one, and he was served in the military. So he was around among them. He did a lot of things with them. He knows what they feel, how they feel. He has walked in their shoe, right? So he can talk about experience from a personal level. Their stories are a testament to the human capacity of resilience and the power of community in healing. The video on Scottish Little Soldiers' YouTube page is more than just a conversation. It's a beacon of hope for those dealing with loss. Prince Harry and Nikki Scott openness and dedication to supporting bereaved children and military families highlight the importance of addressing grief head-on and the strength found in community. Their discussion serves as a reminder that while grief is a profound and often isolating experience, it is also can be a catalyst for growth, connection, and positive change. And again, we're going to say Harry is doing so much. He's shedding light on these organizations that have a purpose, that are doing great, that are trying to make a difference in the world. It is so important to listen and watch what they're saying. It is so important, and their actions, we talk about actions speaking louder than words. They back up their words with action. They're trying to make a difference. They're trying to get funds. They're trying to get more resources in that can help these young kids. And I'm telling you, I just love this conversation. It was so great to listen to, and just the fact, and even the setting was just perfect to watch. The ambience was great. So that's what I'm talking about. That is why we are here supporting Prince Harry, because we know his mission, we know what he's trying to accomplish. And Nikki, continue serving, continue turning your grief into purpose, and turning your grief, the growth that has developed from just what you're doing, continue doing it. You're putting a smile on these children's face, and we're so happy for that. So guys, thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you never miss a beat. Bye.